Hi guys, Abhishek here from Engulfing Bull, and today I'm going to talk about how to avoid false breakouts. Okay, I spoke about support and resistances before. These are the places where you're looking for price action to execute a position. Okay, these are where you find where the buyers are, where the sellers are, who's overpowering who, and you deduce a solution for that kind of a situation. All right, so if you have a support, you try and buy. If you have a validation from price action, if you're at resistance and you have validation that the resistance is going to hold and the sellers are still in power, you execute a sell position. All right, so now the most important thing is a lot of times there are false breakouts that you need to take care of. All right, and then you need to be aware of, and that this is why I tell people to trade on pullbacks. Always execute your trades on pullbacks. Not only that it is a confirmation of your trades, but it is also a validation that the support or resistance stands and holds, and it is a better probable situation, a better situation where you will make uh, a trade which is a very high probability successful trade. Okay, so let me come to this. So for example, I have Eicher Motors here. I'm going to use two stocks to explain to you what I'm trying to say here. Okay, in a daily chart you see that in September 16 sometime at these levels it created a resistance by creating a dark cloud cover here, right? It went back up, created a doji, that means again rejected, validated that this resistance is going to hold, and you can start taking selling positions here. All right, the next time again it comes here, again creates some kind of a rejection. You may be tempted to enter here, but as I said, you wait for a pullback, right? So it comes back, gives you another bearish engulfing, but that never got confirmed, and eventually the resistance broke. All right, you understand what I'm trying to say by you have to wait for a pullback. Okay, so even at point one, you don't trade here, you wait, you trade here. Here again, there is a resistance. You don't trade here, you wait for a pullback. You got a rejection, it never got confirmed, so you never got a trade. So once this is broken, again, you don't start buying here. All right, if you have a follow through, like a nice follow through like here, you may be tempted to, which is okay. But what if you just fix on a system that I will only trade on a pullback rather than a breakout? All right, so once this is breaking out, you wait for a pullback, maybe somewhere here, trade here again, or something like at point 2, right? It pulled back, created a bullish validation of the support now, which is called change in polarity because the resistance becomes support. Okay, a beautiful setup, and you start buying now. Okay, you see the high probable trade, how it works. All right, now let's see what happens later on. See at point 3, it came back. Obviously you have a doji, you have a rejection, so you want to take positions on the long side because yes, there is a support level here, and the next was a good follow through. But what if I tell you wait for a pullback? So when it came back here, okay, created a pullback and then started rejecting, then created a engulfing bull pattern and stuff like that. Now you can take bullish positions. Okay, now again, let's see what happens next time. At point 4, it came back here again, one support, went back, we waited for a pullback, validated, and then you can take this position here. All right, eventually it broke this support line here, and then do you trade here? See, sometimes what happens if you wait for a pullback, maybe it's not too soon, and you don't expect to for it to come back soon, so you might miss this fall, which is okay. You have to take it in your stride. If you don't take it, then there's always will be a fear of missing out kind of a feeling, right? So if you miss this, then again when it comes for a pullback, you can enter these positions. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to say, that to avoid false breakouts, you have to kind of make a rule for yourself, and I think the best rule is a pullback. Okay, a pullback kind of validates that level is going to hold, and as I say again and again, that market gives you opportunities all the time. You just need to wait for it. Okay, all right, now I'm gonna switch on to the next Jindal Steel and Power. And I'm going to explain this concept to you in that chart as well. Okay, you see here there was a support, there was a resistance here which was broken, now it acts as support, right? Now at point 1 you see there's a false breakout, like the prices create a black candle. So if you start selling here immediately, you're going to lose money, right? So as I said, you want a pullback. So imagine you want to sell, just imagine you want to sell, you don't know the right hand side and you're waiting for a pullback, right? It came up but it never gave you a bearish rejection. So that means it never told you that sellers are still in power here and you can start selling. So basically it went back up above this level. Now you're still waiting for a pullback on the long side. So instead of buying this, you wait for a pullback. This validated that yes, buyers are still here and you are okay to take this position on the long side. All right, now at point 2 you see broken. All right, obviously this went up, breached, this breached but never closed below the support line, and finally the prices went down and closed. Now if I start selling here, there is no pullback, right? If I decide that I'm going to wait for a pullback, you see it went back here, created a shooting star, a rejection, a bearish rejection, confirmed that sellers are still there, and then here somewhere I can take selling positions and enjoy my profits. All right, so the next time again when these levels are tested at point 3, you can see at this level where I have an engulfing pattern here, if I start trading this on the downside, I won't be too confident, but if I make a rule that I will only wait for a pullback and then trade here, that's a pullback, that's an engulfing pattern, and I can start selling these levels, right? High probability trades, this is what I'm trying to explain to you here, you know, how to avoid false breakouts. And it is very, very, very important that you do that. Now see, again at point 4, when it went up, right, instead of immediately start buying here, if I wait for a pullback, so if I get a pullback, there's no pullback that suggested the buyer still exists. In fact, it turned around, there was a gap down here, went back, and this black candle confirmed the rejection of the pullback. Okay, that the sellers still exist and I can start taking positions on the downside here. Okay, so it's very important for you to understand how support resistance work, where to draw them properly. It is very important for you to understand how to avoid false breakouts, and the best possible way to avoid false breakouts is to wait for a pullback so that you can enter on a validation and a high probable trade. Okay, makes sense? I hope this information is of any use to you, and I hope this will help you take profitable trades as well. Okay, if you like my content, if you like the things that I'm sharing with you, which is very, very informative, believe me, if you like them, please subscribe to our channel, like and share this content with your friends. Have a great weekend and I'll see you soon. Thank you very much.